Are they going to spend money in January?
I don't think there's much money to spend at Manchester United, so I don't want to disappoint fans, but it's most likely going to have to be a loan deal. Interestingly, they had admiration for Cody Gakpo. They almost signed him in the summer window. Erik ten Hag is a massive fan, but United are focused on a central striker for January, and they see Gakpo as primarily a wide forward. And therefore, they also are looking at somebody like João Felix, if they can do that loan deal. And there'll be a number of other options as well. But I think we need to remember, with the United sale here, the Rain Bank, who are in charge of this process, they're aiming for a complete sale of Manchester United in the first quarter of 2023. And therefore, the Glazer family are not going to be willing to sanction a massive outlay of cash on deals at this time of the year. I think Manchester United would always prefer to do their business in the summer. And I do think Erik ten Hag is quite content with what he has, but he would like, as he explained after the match the other night, to add in that forward line. And
David Ornstein here explaining the situation in relation to Manchester United looking at João Felix. And United are telling Atletico Madrid exactly the same thing that Arsenal, Chelsea, and others have all mooted, which is interested in the player, but the £8 million fee plus his full wages is too high. Of course, Ati are also pushing for an obligation to buy within this deal. So negotiation needs to happen. The problem is here for Manchester United is, if Manchester United put themselves in a situation whereby we get Ati to agree to maybe a 4 million fee, maybe 80% of his salary, that's when the Arsenals and the Chelseas and other suitors across Europe then step in. And Man United are not in a great position, in my humble opinion, to be able to fight these individuals off. Man United are claiming there's no money. We understand there's £1 billion of overall debt. We understand they're trying to be sold, so they don't want to apply any more debt to it. But this should be frustrating Man United fans. Of course, Erik ten Hag is going to publicly state that he's content, that he is happy. That is to ensure that he doesn't undermine his squad. And that is the right thing for the manager to do. He comes out and starts saying that actually we're going to struggle without new signings. I don't have enough. That starts to make his players feel undermined, as I've already said, but inadequate. It puts unnecessary pressure upon them. So don't expect Ten Hag to condemn this, but read between the lines and engage your brain before uttering a nonsense opinion that the manager is on the Glazers' side. He's not. This is for the fans to step up and do something about. Again, I've been talking about it for years. Boycott. Do more than just protest and moan. Do something tangible. Because there is no excuse for us not to spend this money. Manchester United were paying Cristiano Ronaldo somewhere in the region of £500,000 per week. £500,000 per week. And United have saved something like 30 weeks worth of contract at that level. That's around £15 million Manchester United have saved just through cancelling the contract of Cristiano Ronaldo. That is pretty much what it would cost to get João Felix. So if Ronaldo had stayed at the club, we'd be spending the same very money that João Felix is going to cost. So again, football fans are being lied to. Not by the journalists. The journalists are just telling you what the club is briefing them with. But Man United fans, again, sucking on the teat of the Glazers and not pushing back. If you're saving circa 15 million through getting rid of Ronaldo, and it's going to cost 16 million pounds to bring in João Felix, money can't be an excuse. Okay, 1 million pound. You tell me Man United haven't got £1 million. This is the Glazers being tight and trying to do their best to get the highest price possible. Remember, the way the sale will work of the club, when it goes through for whatever amount, a large proportion of the overall sale of the club will be used to pay the debt off. So say they get 4 billion. They'll only get 3 because £1 billion of debt will be paid off with some of that money. So from their point of view, they are looking to not add any additional debt, not a penny more. But Man United need another striker. Yes, long-term, the Glazers going as quickly as possible is good. Hopefully better owners, no more debt, structure better, supporting the manager, creating a club philosophy and plan that outlasts Ten Hag and gets us back to competing year in, year out. But Man United have a genuine chance of making the top 4 this year, which makes the rebuild and the progression of the club faster. Champions League football helps you attract individuals. It generates more income that can be invested into new deals, invested into new players, renewal of contracts, to improve stadia, to improve training facilities, all the elements that the new owners are going to want to do. I do not believe for a second the new potential owners are not sanctioning a deal that would help maybe generate 50 to 60 to 70 million pounds more. Not when we've saved this money through the sale of Cristiano Ronaldo. So first, I'm embarrassed that the club are putting out this nonsense that there is no money. I'm embarrassed further by Man United fans believing it and buying it again. How? How? How are you being suckered in and indoctrinated that badly? Get off the Glazer teat. Stop supporting them by backing their nonsense. The journalists are just telling you what they're being told. It's for you to read between the lines and engage your brain. But none of you want to do it. You want to just believe everything they say so the club looks better. Man United, we're not in a position for our club to look good. We need to be calling out the problems. We'll look good when we're challenging for titles again. We'll look good when we're one of the best teams in Europe again. We'll look good when how much money we spend is reflective on how we play on the football pitch. I'll be in a position to defend my club again publicly when the promises of the ownership match their actions. It's an absolute... The Glazers aren't even my biggest problem anymore. It's the hypocritical, turncoat, nonchalant fans that we have. They're a disgrace. United can afford to buy someone. There's no doubt. They can afford the £16 million João Felix is going to cost. What I don't believe we can afford to do potentially is push this price down and then allow a rival who are in a better position than us to come in and go, okay, well, we'll pay the £10 million in total for him. And then João Felix picks them over us, as we've seen in the last year with Julian Alvarez, as we've seen with Darwin Núñez, as we've now seen with Cody Gakpo. We're missing out on these players because we're simply behind our rivals and we're penny pinching at the wrong time. We should have been penny pinching a decade ago when we were overpaying for Fellaini's, when we were picking Schneiderlins over Tony Cruz's. That's when we should have been penny pinching. We should have been penny pinching when we were hemorrhaging hundreds of millions on the wrong projects and switching managers every 5 minutes. That's when we should have been penny pinching and been prudent. Not right now. The timing is always off with these guys. It really, really is. But from my standpoint, look, it's embarrassing to see Man United in this position. And, you know, as Ornstein has said, there is potential for Man United, you know, with the sale going through. But I am just worried that, you know, our manager's got a 70% win ratio since he's arrived. We've started so well under him with a handful of bad results. But we all know we need to bring in this centre forward. Let's take a look at what else David Ornstein had to say last night, because it is very interesting.
The only name I'm hearing primarily at the moment is João Felix, again, if the numbers come down on a loan basis. So it's a very interesting situation, and you've got to watch this space on that takeover, because it could be coming very soon, and it will be a seismic moment in the history of Manchester United, because so many supporters have wanted a change in the hierarchy at Manchester United. They've had so many changes on and off the pitch, but now it could go to the very top. And if Rainbank, who are leading this process, get their way, it's going to be a fascinating few months ahead to see who takes charge, who takes the reins at Manchester United and leads them forward into the future. Erik ten Hag's doing a good job on the pitch, but what's going to happen off it is perhaps the most fascinating question.
Again, interesting points there from Ornstein. And listen, I'm as excited as the next Man United fan about the takeover. I want it to happen. It'll be great for the longevity of Manchester United. There is no shadow of a doubt. The owners are going to be better than the Glazers by a country mile. You're not going to invest 4, 5, 6 billion. And I'm just throwing those numbers out there because by the time they pay for it, pay off debts, start improving infrastructure, that's the kind of investment that's going to be needed. You're not going to spend you can't do it with leveraged debt. When you spend your own money on that, they're going to make a good job of it, in my opinion. I truly, truly believe that. But look, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings with the direction that this is moving in, with everything that's kind of going on surrounding it. Of course, I'm not happy about the fact that we're not moving quickly on this striker element. We're playing essentially we're going to end up getting into a bidding war over it. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. Takeover looking like it could happen pretty quickly, but are Man United writing off another season? Are the fans allowing that to happen by just rolling over and having their bellies tickled? I want to hear from you right now, my people. Smash the like and the share buttons. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace as well, and we'll see you all again.